I guess on my hair, she look all right. And with that actually sitting there like this frames, and I had to have them, sis. All 5 of them. I just had, we're gonna discontinue it, but I had to pick up their book of shadows, honey. Color Raine makes cheap fan, expensive breeze, good times. Why so serious? What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Torrence here, and in today's video I want to talk to you all about 10 products, more specifically 10 eyeshadow palettes that I purchased with the true intention of using them when I got them, but time done got away from me and I haven't been able to use these. I've done, I believe, 2 different videos just like this before. I'll make sure I leave those linked right here above. And with this one, it's just, once again, letting me know, Torrence, you are purchasing things way faster than you can use them. And it's time to slow down on those, go through your collection, and use some of these beautiful items that you have. Because I believe with all of these products here, I know at least one other person who would have truly loved to have gotten them, and either A, was not able to get them before they sold out, or B, was not able to put that into their budget. And so this is just a reminder to myself to go back through my collection, start using those items, and just sharing my thoughts with you all. Under no circumstances is this anything like bragging or anything like that. I understand that I am blessed to have such a collection, and by sharing this information with you, it gives me inspiration to go back into my collection, as well as find out if there's any tutorials that you all would like to see with them. So before we get started, I would love it if you go ahead and hit that thumbs up button if you like this video idea. Make sure you're also subscribed to the channel. I think by the time this video goes up, I would have already announced the winner of my giveaway for my Adept Cosmetics giveaway. But I do have another giveaway coming up when I hit 1,000 subscribers. That's going to be a McGrath giveaway. And you all don't want to miss that. So right now we got time going. This is going to be an uncut video. So things said and done, I'm just going to have to go through. So let's go ahead and get into it. First off, we're going to start off affordable and work our way up to expensive. I don't think they're all in exact order, but we're just going to go ahead and jump into it. First palette I wanted the moment it came out. You couldn't have told me that I would have never used it, but because of some personal issues, I never got to it. First one here, Olori one from Juvia's place. Now with this palette here, if y'all already know, greens and blacks are my favorites, so look at that. To give me matte and shimmer options, you couldn't tell me nothing about her, sis. Look at how stunning this palette is. And I have not so much as even swatched this palette. And she came with 2 other sisters. This here is Olori 1, the one I wanted, especially for this shifty shade right here in the middle. But never used her or her sisters. Olori 2, the blue palette, she was the hardest one to get, but I got her just because I wanted to complete my Juvia place collection. I have every palette they've ever dropped, and I believe they just dropped another palette as we speak. I'll leave a picture of that right here. Order that, and that's on its way because I'm a completionist with Juvia's place. Another one, Olori 3. This was the 3rd one in that set. I bought them all as a set. She pretty too, but Olori 2 and 3 I wasn't really worried about. I was worried about Olori 1. I've never used it, and now that you all know I've never used any of them, I'm going to try to make it my business to hurry up and get a tutorial out for these palettes. But for palette number 1, Olori 1, have her. Wish I would have used her, but so far I haven't, and I got to make sure I get to it. Number 2, another black owned brand. I absolutely love them. I believe I have all of their palettes as well because I'm a completionist. I collect those. This palette here, I just knew I was going to use it the day it dropped because not only do I love the brand, I love the person they collaborated with to do the artwork. If you all have never heard of Doodles by Bunny, look her up. But when she did the artwork for the Colored Raine Rose Garden palette, I just knew I was going to get it. This is a 6-pan palette, so I figured I would be able to use all the shades in one eye look. We have a nice, beautiful green. We have neutrals that lean green. What was there not to want with this? I had to have her. But then you let me know she had a sister as well, the Botanical. Now, although I was getting everything just to make sure my collection was complete, to me, she was a little more colorful. As you see, she got that one green, but she got her purples too. She got some neutrals, but this palette wasn't quite as green as this Rose Garden. So even though I grabbed them both, I am so upset at myself for still not using either one, especially this Rose Garden. But I'm putting it out there now. I have them both. I plan on doing a tutorial with both of them. But this Rose Garden, I got to get her going because she is beautiful and I love the colored Raine formula. Next up, same thing. When y'all see this and y'all gonna be like, Torrence. As expensive as that palette is, and I have never heard nobody talk bad on this palette. Everybody I know says it's beautiful. And normally her full-size palettes are. Her minis, 50-50 for some people. For me, I've never had any bad palettes from her. But Huda Beauty Rose Quartz, every time I've had company, they've all seen this palette and be like, hold on, what is that? You got to let me see it. And honey, I'm scared to even let somebody borrow it because I think she was $67. And for a minute, you couldn't find her. Beautiful mirror, beautiful color story. Look at this. And I'm telling you, she look all nice and pale and light, but I've seen people come up with some beautiful, deep, dark color stories with this bad one. I mean, beautiful looks with this color story. She is fabulous. Mattes, metallics, shimmers. Like, it comes with everything, including this one shade here, Love Stone. She's like a cream jelly-like texture or something like that. I don't know, but I don't even want to risk getting my finger in there. But to know, I think I have all of the Huda Beauty palettes except for, I know for the larger ones, I have them all. For the smaller ones, I'm going to say I bought the first 75% of them. But this one here is probably the prettiest purple color story of them all. And I have not so much as swatched them. So, got to put it out there. Huda Beauty Rose Quartz. We will be using her this year. Next up, another collection, another brand where I purchase every palette they released. So far I have everything but one cream stack they've come out with. Adept Cosmetics, you all. Just the way, look at that, the way that that packaging is catching the light. You would think those butterflies are moving. This is the Amor Mariposas collection. Full mirror, 20 shades, a whole top row of greens. A row of greens, my favorite, and I still have not used her. Like, and they even emboss butterflies on some of the shades, honey. Like, how is it I have not gotten into this palette yet? Collection is big as man, honey. Something is always gonna get pushed back, and unfortunately, this is one of them. And it's a shame because I'm just looking at her now like, Torrence, you should take your makeup off now and go ahead and play with this. She's so pretty. We ain't gonna do it, but I promise you, I'm gonna try my hardest to get this going because you cannot get this off of me. Every time I go to the zoo, I have to visit the butterfly cage. This is beautiful. The memory behind it, I mean, the memories that is gonna be attached to it, I'm quite sure when Laura and Dana created it, just knowing how much emotional, how can I put this? I'm someone who, whenever someone passes away, I usually try my hardest to do any and everything I can to keep their memory alive and to know that if I had a makeup brand, I would do a palette on someone that I loved and missed. And to be able to come up with something this pretty, this heavy, the embossing, the colors, the names, it's like, Torrence, you should have used this more, just knowing you recently lost someone that you care about. But I haven't. I'm trying to keep my words together because I got emotional for a minute and I was about to start crying. But you know what? We're going to put this palette down. We're going to move on because this video is uncut and I'm not going to be able to cut things out. So we're going to go to the next one. And And I believe this here is palette number 5. This brings happier memories for me because as someone who does makeup now, before then, I used to think that I wanted to be a baker, and I even went to school for production bakery. So for number 5, the Glam Light Cake Palette, she's gorgeous. The fact that she's shaped like a cake, it came in a container that looks like a miniature oven. I still have that even though I usually throw away the boxes. She has a very large, beautiful mirror, folds all the way back, and look at this color story. I am a colorful person. I prefer colors over neutrals. Greens are my favorites with purples behind it, and to know that I have both here, look at that, honey. She is gorgeous. She is gorgeous. And Glam Light has a beautiful shimmer formula. The shade that catches my eye the most, this one here, Cinnamon. She looks like a gold green duochrome, as well as this shade here, Blueberry, looks like a blue purple. No, I'm sorry, this one here, Lavender. She looks duochrome as well. Fabulous in the pan. Do I know what she feel like on the eye? Do I know how long she lasts? No clue, because I've never used her. I've used Glam Light palettes, just not this one. And to know this is probably one of the ones I was most excited for. I think the only other one that I would probably just got to have a little more than this one is that Michaela one. I still ain't grabbed her yet because I told myself, Torrence, until you use this, you will not force yourself to go out and get anything else from Glam Light. So I need to hurry up and get her going, because if that Michaela palette sells out, my feelings gonna be so hurt. Ooh, next up at number 6. I'm not even sure if I put this one in the video before, but we're gonna go ahead and put her in one now. What's your name? Number 6 is Soleil et Lune. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I don't speak French, so we can't guarantee you that. But to know, she Tom Ford, that lets you know all you need to know right there. Tom Ford then raised his prices again. I'm going to give you all a close-up of this color story. And you ain't even got to ask, Torrence, why did you pick this palette up? Ain't no mattes in there, so what could you have on it? This one green. I am someone, what was the name of that palette from Tom Ford? Emerald Lust. He came out with a quad years ago and it was discontinued before I could get my hands on it. And ever since then, I've been on a hunt for green eyeshadows from Tom Ford. When this one came out, and I believe it was half price, I immediately purchased it just to have a green. And when it came, I'm like, oh, this palette a little icier than I thought it was. But it looked fabulous when Kelsey Brianna J did it, so I went ahead and grabbed it, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I only grabbed it because it was green and Kelsey did it, but I'm gonna make it my business to use it, because at almost $90, you don't get to just sit around and be expensive and cute, honey. We're gonna put you to use. So number 6, Tom Ford, Soleil et Lune, you're gonna get used. Another one, I promise I'm gonna use it. If you all want a tutorial on it sooner than later, just let me know. But the thing is, I do believe this palette has been discontinued, but I love and support the brand so much that I'm still going to do a tutorial with it regardless. And that is the Amunet New palette from Adept Cosmetics. First off, this red packaging, fabulous, fabulous. Growing up as a child, red was my favorite color. Black was a close second. Now that I'm an adult, black has taken and pushed her back a little bit. But look at this. This was one of those palettes where I'm truly sad that I did not get a tutorial up on it, because one, greens. One of my favorite brands came out with a palette with a green in it and I didn't do it. Then they took it even a step further and made it customizable where you can pick a light or a dark version to suit your complexion. I picked the darker one because it had these 2 dark mattes, and I'm like, Torrence, the fact that a brand went over and above and beyond to try to make things helpful for complexions when you know a lot of companies do not, and I did not get the chance to do a tutorial for it, just hurts my feelings. But I promise you all, I will get a tutorial up for this because she is beautiful. And I'm telling you, just look at that color story. I'm not going to say that there's a particular shade in here where it's like, oh, I've never seen that shade before. But think about it. When is the last time you've seen a color story like this? Like, on some seriousness, it's neutral with some pops of purples and blues and greens, but I've never seen a color story quite like this one. And I already know Adept has never disappointed me. All of their palettes have been beautiful. So I know I'm going to get into this. It's just, it hurts me to know that it's been discontinued before I can get to it. And now here she go right here. And I'm sitting there looking like, wait, which ones we got? 1, 2. Okay. Now I was counting because I'm trying to figure out which one we on. Right now we on number 8. I'm not sure if for this palette here, number 8, I've already put this one in the video. But once again, inspired by my favorite, Kelsey Brianna J. And I was going to skip this palette. I'm like, I like jewel tones, I like cool tones. What I'm not the biggest fan of is pastels. But the brand makes my favorite mattes. My favorite influencer said it was fabulous. And when they said it was limited edition, and once it's sold out, it's guaranteed to be sold out, guaranteed no restock, had to get her. So number 8, the Koi palette from Vizier. And I have her in this palette alone. She's in a very shimmery Z palette that I believe has been discontinued. It looks like the Z palette shifts from like a white to a green to a purple. She's beautiful. But look at these shades in here. 12 shimmery, discontinued, and fabulous colors. I don't have any palette in my collection that looks quite like this one. I have some pastels, but do they offer this shade range, this pigmentation, this shine? This palette to me says spring. Just straight up, spring. What else would I need to pull off a spring look on my lid? But I've never used her, never swatched her. I'm just sitting here looking at it like, you got light greens, light purples, light blues, dark blues. You even have a white, honey, like, why haven't I used this? Because she limited edition and I don't want to go through her and get over yourself, Torrence. You ain't never hit pan on nan eyeshadow in your life using it on yourself. So, we're going to remind ourselves, Koi palette, Vizier, got to get her going. Next up, number 9, another one. This is one you can still get, one that I truly had intentions on using. Never got the chance to. And this was her name. The Mothership Mega Celestial Odyssey by Pat McGrath. Big, beautiful. You know, Pat McGrath lately, it seemed like everybody either absolutely love her or hate her. I recently did a haul letting you all know that she had a 50% off sale. I ended up getting this for Christmas. I'm not sure if I paid full price for this or no. I think I got this with a gift card, but I did pay full price with the gift card. But look at all these shades, honey. She has a mirror, so you don't have to worry about that. The variety, honey, 18 whole shades. Most Pat McGrath palettes either come with 6 or 10. So to know you get more than 6 plus 10 in this one palette, you getting matte and shimmer? Now I ain't gonna lie to you, oh, you got it ain't 50 million mattes. I believe you got these 2 here and these 2 here. So you got a light pink, dark pink, light brown, dark brown. But to know when it comes to the shimmers, you have duochromes, you have blues, you have golds, you have pinks, you have greens. It's like, this is a full eye look, Torrence. You could have traveled with this during the holidays. I didn't go nowhere during the holiday. I didn't do my makeup during the holiday. And now I have one of her biggest palettes that I've heard nothing but good things about, and I've never used her. So, Torrence, I'm definitely going to get into this because one shade I want to see, I got to look on the back and see what she called. This shade Nirvana and this shade Citrine Envy, these 2 greens. Nirvana and Citrine Envy, I'm coming for you. So please be on the lookout. We will be getting the look with this going. Had to put her up there at number 9. But the one that got me the most, palette number 10. Not only is she the most expensive palette on this one, but when I sit down and I look at all of these, I can honestly say, price aside, she is truly the one I was most excited to use, most excited to get, because it was the very first product I purchased from the brand. It even came with a miniature, which I put into my giveaway. I'm going to make sure one of you all are going to receive the miniature, so by the time you see this, it'll be announced. But this is the sold out Lightwork Volume 3 by Vanessa Myers. And once again, this is Lightwork Volume 3. I believe the first two were 6-pan palettes. They were just highlighter palettes. I think I have Volume 1 because it's the lighter of the two. This Volume 3 is when she came and grabbed my heart, because that first one was neutral tones. This one here, baby, look at that. Look at this highlighter palette. This, I believe, is a highlighter and eyeshadow palette. 14 shades. When I tell you, you have holographics, you have dual chromes, you have glitters, you have creams, you have multi-chromes. It's all there. And look at how much green is in this palette, sis. And the miniature palette, because I ordered this, I believe, from Beautylish, it came with a smaller version for free. And it came with these 4 middle shades here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in my giveaway, one of you will receive that smaller one with those 4 shades, because I figured if I have the big one, I don't need a small travel size one too. Even though, you know, it would be nice, I'm never going to hit pan on none of these. So one of you will receive that. But to know I got this green here, to know I got that shit, I'm just sitting back. And you gave us a black. Do you know how many companies neglect black when it comes to highlighters? I understand on the skin right here, it might not be good, but sometimes you might want that black base for eyeshadow, honey, and I am feeling this. And she is probably the, I'm not even gonna say probably, this is the most beautiful highlighter palette in my collection, just looking at it. And I have no idea what she feels like on the skin because I've never used her. But I'm putting it out there that I'm gonna use her, because even though she sold out, one of you gonna receive part of it, and I need you all to have some inspiration. So at number 10, the Vanessa Myers Lightwork Volume 3, and I'm putting this little plastic back in there. Like, it's so pretty. She even customized her plastic sheets. Like, come through, Vanessa. Black-owned, female-owned luxury makeup brand that's doing it. Oh, I had to support. I had to support. And although I know I told y'all all this is gonna be a count to 10, just because we here and we having conversation, I wanted to throw one more in there. And this is because when it initially launched, I went into store and purchased everything. Ma'am, I want the collection. I pre-ordered it. NARS has always been one of my absolute favorite brands since I got into makeup. Some of my closest friends have worked for NARS, so just to know that I wanted to support those around me and support the brands that support them. It's been at times where even if I didn't want something from NARS, I've gotten it just to make sure the brand keeps going. But the one collection I purchased everything from, the eyeshadow palette, did not release in America. So imagine sitting back, seeing all the promo pictures and videos and them using everything in the collection, but then realizing when it's time to purchase, you can't get the eyeshadow palette. That was me with the NARS Man Ray collection, and this here is called the Love Game Eyeshadow Palette. This was something that took me years to hunt down because it launched in Europe, and the problem was the one personal shopper that I knew in Europe that could get it for me ended up moving, I believe, like 2 or 3 weeks beforehand and not placing the order for me. And so I just really did not trust sending money overseas to someone I did not know and hoping that I would receive my item. And so for a while, I just went without this palette and my feelings were hurt. To this day, literally, the lipstick cases that came with this are decorating my shelf right here on the side. Actually, let me see if I can reach over and grab one of them while we're sitting right here. These. The NARS Man Ray. On the top, it looks like this, where you can see inside. You take this plastic piece off. You can see it still has the picture there, but I use this as decoration all over my house before. It's been in the living room, it's been in the makeup room, And on the inside, it came with 4 miniature lipsticks, which I still have. Even though the lipsticks may one day go bad, this decoration here will be here forever. And there's another one, but it's on the top shelf and I won't be able to reach that. But when I tell you, I purchased that entire collection because I thought it was beautiful, but I never got a chance to use this Man Ray palette. This is what the front looks like. I still have the box. There is nothing you can tell me about it. On the inside, 12 shades. It appears we have 3, if not 4 mattes, but neutral palette. And to me, it's neutral with a pop of jewel tones because you have blues, you have purples, you have greens. And I need you to focus on the palette, honey, not on me. But I've never used this beauty. And it's taking everything not to, now that I pulled it back out, because I'm like, this is something I wanted so bad, and I promise you all, somebody could take this from me and, you know, hold it as ransom and get me, because I would pay whatever to get it back. Now that I have it, I would never want to be without it. And it's like, Torrence, to go through so much to get it, why not just go ahead and use it? And especially knowing, because even if you were to search online right now for Love Game eyeshadow tutorials, there are only a handful out there because no one in America ever received it. Even a lot of people who receive PR from NARS in America never received this palette. And now that I have it, I am so glad that I do. And I'm about to make sure I put her down so I can go put her back up. But I just wanted to go ahead and bring all this to you all to make sure I hold myself accountable. Although I am back at work, it seems like I've sort of forgotten that I'm supposed to be on a makeup budget. Because I'm like, Torrence, at first you put yourself on the budget because your income wasn't where it was. Then you were doing it because you didn't have your collection the way you wanted it. But it seemed like now that I'm back at work, then got a pay raise and reorganized things, I done threw all of that out the window. And it's like, you're going to bring yourself down back to earth. You're going to humble yourself. You're going to be grateful for what you have and use what you have. Because although I love new makeup, there's no point in lying. I get more enjoyment out of playing with my older items. If you go across my YouTube videos, you'll see I'm not someone who posts all the newest and latest tutorials, because I get things and find that some of the older things I have are just as good or have memories attached to them, so I like using those. And now that I can look down at all of these items, if for nothing else, they all at least have a memory for being in the video now. And so I'm gonna go ahead, put all of this stuff up. But I do please ask, if you all want to see a tutorial on anything in this collection here that I've shown you, please leave a comment down below and let me know so I can bring that up a little higher on the list to get that going. I am still working. Well, I'm back to work now, so I am working a little more often. I'm still trying to bring you all at least 2 videos a week, but that is getting a little more difficult. This week, I think I'm still going to be able to pull it off, so it'll be 2 weeks in a row, y'all. But this is about to cut off. I still need to edit this video, and I do have some company coming over because I, you know, like to spend time with my family if I possibly can. But I need to get this video edited for y'all because, you know, I love y'all like family, honey. Y'all are family. So congratulations to whoever the winner of the giveaway is. Although this is being recorded before that, this will be uploaded afterwards. So I hope you all please go over to that video, check it out. Please give whoever won a congratulations. Remember, all giveaways are international, so if you did not win this time, you can win the next one. But with nothing else, I hope you all remember to practice, continue to stay blessed, and until next time, goodbye, YouTube.